Okay, so period 4. What you're going to do now is you're going to take all the things, all the elements you've been working on for the last, I don't know, couple months. We started this actually before school closed with your first collage idea of talking about type styles. So you worked on, you did the layout where you did all your lettering, and then you did one with numbers, and then you worked on Zentangle. So you're going to take all those ideas to create this kind of more detailed, final kind of project with this this base, this segment, this curriculum that we've been working on. So here I started one at home to show you as a sample. You're going to get just an 8.5 by 11 paper, whatever paper you have. You need a full sheet of white paper. You are going to look at the PowerPoint again. I'm going to put it on your assignment to look at again. The samples on the PowerPoint are larger. If you did have bigger paper, you could do that. But don't worry. I think everybody should just probably stick with this size because that's what most people will have at home. Even if you have line paper, I want you to make it work somehow. You could make the lines in the paper work as part of your design, but you are going to use a full sheet of paper for this assignment. You're going to go ahead and you're going to draw a grid. Once more, you're going to draw another grid of 9 boxes. Okay, and I kind of eyeballed this so it's a little bit uneven. This bottom section's a little bit bigger. But what I'd like you to do, because this is 8.5 and 11 paper, it's a little hard to divide it up. At school we had the 9 by 12, which is easier to divide in 3 segments going across and up and down. But so here you're going to just kind of eyeball it, and so each section is approximately like about 3.5 inches. This should, about 3.5 inches. So you're going to measure 3.5 inches. You're going to draw your line. You're going to measure another 3.5 inches. Let's see. Well, here's 3.5 right here. This one, see, now you're going to have to eyeball it so it looks a little bit equal. So this one, actually, see, I did this at home. I mean, I did this on my own, and it's not quite even, but I think you should go maybe to 3.25, about 3.25, and then 3.25, and then you're going to draw your lines across. Okay, so I have 9 sections here, and I'll put that in the instructions, 3.25. Okay, and you're on the Schoology, and then you are going to, for your rubric, the rubric for this, you're going to have one number. Let's see. No, I'm sorry. 2 numbers. Okay, 2 numbers, 2 letters, and 2 symbols. Okay, that's a 2 on your grid. So I have a 6 here. I have 2 symbols. My symbols are the question mark and a cross. Symbols, you can look up symbols, Google symbols. I actually did a 3rd symbol because I had room. The kind of eternity sign with the fish, the yin yang, but I did it with kind of fish shapes here. I have 1 letter. I still have yet to add another letter in here and another number somewhere. So, and then you want to overlap things. Make sure you're overlapping. So you're going to draw your grid first. And then on top of your grid, you're going to leave the lines. You're not going to erase your grid. You're going to keep it there. You're going to draw your number, and maybe something should be large. You should think of one thing very big. It doesn't have to be in the center. It could be off to the side. You can decide how to design this. It's just your own personal design. Maybe if I was going to do another number, I like the number 6. I might do the number 7, maybe down here. Maybe you can do things at diagonals. You can have things overlapping. Maybe I'll add a 7 here, something. Anyway, I'd have to make it look like a 7. And maybe I would do this to kind of add the element. So maybe this would be part of a 7 here. And then I have my J. I could put, I was using my initials. I could put like a real tiny, beautiful, like kind of script S maybe somewhere. Not there because this area I'm going to have all dark. I was starting to shade in this area. You're going to you are going to use pencil. If you have colors, it would be great to use color. This could be a very colorful, beautiful. You could use crayons, markers, anything you have. Even if you only have one color, you could make it, this piece a two-color piece if that's what you want. Black and white pencil with just one color if that's what works for you. So right now I'm just I'm doing this very sketchy because this should take you probably about I'm not going to make this due till the beginning of next week because this is a longer assignment. I want you to start working on it this week and continue and turn it in like the beginning of next week, okay? So this is for period 4 only. So you're going to need to think about what kind of contrast you want to have. You're going to use Zentangles in some of your areas. You can overlap the Zentangles and change the colors. I'm going to give you samples, and I want you to look at those samples carefully. This is just my really quickly sketched out idea. And then I would go back and I would very carefully, right, clean things up, erase, clean up, erase and clean up. Finish everything to the edges, okay? This is going to be more points because you're taking all the elements, all the lessons we've done so far since the beginning of March, and this is now going to be May next week, and you're going to combine all of them into a final kind of beautiful composition. You're going to have your type styles with your letters. You're going to have your number designs, right? Well, I'm sorry, this is your number design, numbers, and you're going to use different fonts and styles, right? This is like a bubble kind of J. I might do a beautiful script, do like a beautiful like script kind of S, for an S or something, and have something very delicate and beautiful, something more fat, large, right? Stronger. This I was thinking of adding like actually a landscape of I wanted to do like a little window view from my kitchen window showing the tree across the street at my neighbor's house, and this would be like a silhouette of me staring out the window. So I was going to do like a little illustration here to add to this drawing. So I want your drawings to be really interesting, unique. Think of letters that are interesting to you, numbers, symbols that are meaningful to you, question mark. We're dealing with this pandemic right now, and there's a lot of uncertainty, right? And so maybe my question mark, maybe the colors would be very kind of somber in here, but maybe I would change part of the question mark into a rainbow to show there is hope, right? We are going to get through this. There's always a beginning and a middle and an end to every situation. And so right now I would say we're kind of in the middle of it, and we don't know when the end is yet, but that's okay. We're going to, you know what I mean? We're going to get through it. And if you guys can do some artwork and express yourself, this is good for your brain. Art is really good for your mental health. So I suggest that you do that. I have some cool markers here. So I might think, how am I going to add color to this piece, right? How can I change colors? Like, for instance, when the 6 is in different sections, like maybe this section, I might want to do some kind of really cool, like day glow pinks or something. And then as it's going into this section here, I might change it into other colors, like maybe, I don't know, like some other, colors going into here. So instead of right? So things are going to change. My 6 is going to change. I'm doing this very quickly. I want you guys to think more thoughtfully about how you're going to finish your work. I want everything to be done carefully, right, and thoughtfully, okay? And I want you guys to take your time. Okay, so I'm going a little fast here. Not too careful or thoughtful right this second, but I want to try to show you how things could be different in each section, right? Okay. And let's see. Okay, so anyway, you can see how the 6 is going to change going from this box to that box. Okay, so how are you going to change? How are you going to add color? I'm going to show the samples to you, and I'm going to put the assignment on Schoology, okay? Our Zoom every week is for period 4. You guys are on Thursdays at 10 a.m. So you could start this today or tomorrow, And then just start drawing it out. Just sketch it out with pencil very loosely, just like I did here, okay? Because then you can erase and change things, okay? And then on Thursday, if you have any questions, and you can work on it Friday if you want over the weekend, turn it in next week. I'm going to give you plenty of time to work on this. I don't want you to rush. I want it to be very carefully done. It's going to be more points. This is going to be I'm going to go up to, I have to actually, you know what? I got to look at the rubric and check how many points this is. I will put it on Schoology ASAP. Okay? Have a great day. Thinking of you. Bye.